Hi, I was just checking through some of my notes and I've forgotten to do something. The 4 fear responses, I might have mentioned it earlier. It falls, when I said about the speaking framework and I said there's language, thinking, professional skills and creative expression skills. Under the professional, there is handling your nerves, and it's also about speaking in public, thinking on your feet, giving feedback, having some rules and some structure, maybe sales talk and negotiation, but particularly about being nervous. I wanted you to know that something called the 4 fear responses, and you've probably heard of the two. The two are fight or flight, and the idea that if we're feeling under pressure, do we get ready for a fight or do we get ready to run? But there's actually more than that, and particularly when you're talking about talking, I find it really useful to know that they've given some thought to this because of some of the responses I have. I don't necessarily feel like I want to run away from a conversation, although sometimes I do, and I don't always feel like aggressive and wanting to defend myself, although sometimes I do. But the other two, so the first two, fight or flight. The second two are freeze or fawn. So freeze is obvious, the mind freeze, when your mind just goes completely empty. That's my favourite. So that's the one that happens to me most of the time, is that it just goes completely blank. And there are ways to help yourself move on and to loosen up your mind. But I'll do that another day. But I just wanted you to know that that's normal. Lots of people experience the freeze, the mind freeze. And if that is you, it gets better, it gets easier. And don't beat yourself up about that. That is a normal fear response. That if you Google it now or go onto Wikipedia, you will see fight, flight, freeze or fawn, and that it's completely normal in a situation where you're feeling that anxiety. So the solution to that is, yes, you can work on the anxiety side of things, but you can also just give yourself some things to do, as in, oh, I'll say that in this situation, and decide beforehand. You don't have to wait until that particular situation. If you know that you always meet people and then feel, ooh, then decide beforehand, in this situation, I'm going to say, I don't know, say something about yourself, but give yourself something specific to say. But I've got a whole load of stuff that I can talk to you about that on another video. I'm just curious how many there are out there that are looking for help with speaking, because sometimes it feels like it's only me. But I've just been looking at this forum, particularly for people who are dyslexic, and they were also talking about dyspraxic. I don't know these terms. I mean, I am dyslexic, but I don't know about dyspraxia as much as I should to be talking about it. But I'm really fascinated that there could be other people who have experienced speaking the same way as I have, and that are actually looking for help and wondering, is it possible for me to learn this? And I say, yes, it is. So the fourth one was fawn. And you may have heard the word fawn, to fawn all over somebody, which means, oh yes, yes, I agree with you, and yes, you're wonderful, and you're so funny. So that is to fawn all over somebody, and I do that sometimes, and I get very annoyed with myself. I particularly do this with men that I feel are successful in the coaching, personal development, speaking world that I aspire to be successful in. If there's men, have I done it with women? I think with the women it's more of a freeze thing, but particularly with the men, and they seem so smooth and so calm and so slick, really. There's an uncomfortableness, and that's when I go, yes, yes, and oh, I agree with you, yes, yes, and also one of the things they do is they say, have you heard of this particular person? And I'm like, yes, yes, and I haven't. I don't know why I'm saying that. I wish I hadn't said that. And then I get myself into more deep water. So that is a typical fawn fear response. So if that is you, if you find yourself agreeing with people that are talking complete rubbish, then it's called a fear response. And again, there are things to do, but you may find that some people are going to take you by surprise, and the anxiety is going to come and the stress you feel, and you may fall into one of those again. But just try and laugh about it. We can laugh about it afterwards, can't we? So, or certainly if you want to talk to me, we can laugh about it afterwards. So at the time, I know that it's frustrating and you feel like maybe you're letting yourself down, but we're going to get better. We're going to work this out, and next year you're going to have an amazing year, and you're going to express yourself, and people are going to see just what you're capable of and trust you with so much more, and doors are going to open and you're going to feel amazing. So I'll speak to you soon. Bye.